yesterday we have studied about loops,
Yes.
concatenation, okay, you can say simple data types.
Mm-hmm.
So I have gave you the two exercises. So
Yes.
okay. Now, then we have discussed about can say arrays, then object arrays. Okay, so let's move ahead, and our next topic is function. Okay, so for this we will make a new class, add new class. Okay, and name it as functions study. Then I will make my main method. Okay. Now, so if I ask you, what is this? You can say, what do you mean by function?
Functions are nothing but to define one of the functionality, maybe calling the other functions. I mean, I may be wrong to explain the things, but yeah, func
We all know. I know that you know what is function, but
yeah,
yeah, but
explanation. Yeah.
explanation is the smallest definition.
Uh-huh.
If you can say that small unit of execution,
Execution.
small, small unit of execution.
Execution. Okay.
Okay, the simplest definition.
Okay.
So now I have declared this function. Now the scope of this function is inside these curly brackets.
Yeah.
Okay, we say the scope of this function.
Mm-hmm.
The scope of this function is inside this curly brackets.
It's yeah.
Okay. Now, if I create one more function, public static void, then say test. Now I have declared one function test. Now, what is this static? What is public? It will be clear to you as we proceed.
Okay.
Okay. Now, test here is the name of the function.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, suppose if I write console dot write line, console dot write line, will say in main function, and I say here, just copy this and paste it over here, and I will say in
Type
test function.
function.
Okay, so now if I can say first of all, we'll say console dot read key. Now, if I run my function, first of all, I will have to make this my startup
Yeah.
class.
Setup class.
Okay, so again, I'm saying you that after making this at
We
startup
need to
class,
close.
we need to close it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will gather for the next class.
Mm.
Okay, now if I execute my code, now you see it is printing in main function,
Yes.
but it doesn't print for test function.
Yeah.
So the key point is that functions are not executed by themselves.
Mhm.
Okay? Functions are not executed by themselves. They have to be called. Functions are declared inside the class body. Now,
Mm.
see, I'm declaring this function. I can declare one more function, but I cannot declare function inside the function. Function has to be parallel.
Okay.
Okay? These are small points, but the key points.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I want to call my test function, I can do it like test. This is the simplest way of calling the function. Now, if I
Oh, mm,
execute my function, say here, now you see it is
printed. Yeah.
printing in test function as well.
Okay.
Okay. Now, suppose I declare one more function, public static void, and name it as print name, or you can name it as you want. And again, I will make the print statement, and I say in print name function.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, one thing is that I can just over here, and you will see that it will print three print lines.
Both. Yeah.
Okay. But now my motto is that I don't want to call this function in my main method, but
Okay.
still I want to print this line.
Uh-huh.
So how can I do that?
We can call from the test, right?
Yes, that's right. I can call this function from
Test.
another function. Okay. And now again, if I run my code or execute my code, you see it will print
Okay.
as well. Okay. Now you can say you can pass variables to the function.
Mm-hmm.
Functions like a factory. You give input and it will give you output.
Okay.
You can use function as many times as you want. Suppose in text function,
Mm-hmm.
I will go for the string. You can say data. Now it is giving me error here. Why? Because I have
Um,
passed the
one parameter.
one parameter there. So I have to declare one parameter here as well. And I will
Mm-hmm.
declare as test. So this will not give me any error right now. So you have to be very precise when you passing the parameters to the function, and when you're calling the function, you have to pass the same parameters.
Okay.
Now, suppose if I complete and here I will say int a comma int b. Now I will call this function. First of all, I will just say console dot write line. Suppose I want to add these two variables a and b. I can write as result is a plus b. So am I doing correct?
I'm not sure. Maybe. Correct.
Just I have
Oh,
made the
no, no, no.
function.
I think that you add plus, right? It will be the string to the number.
Yes,
Oh,
you have to put these in.
brackets. Yeah.
We have done yesterday
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
in concatenation. We have to.
Concatenation. Add.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
Bracket.
have to be very careful when you
Mhm.
doing this type of work.
Okay.
Okay. Now, and when I call this function and I will pass two
Very.
variables. Suppose I will pass 5 and 6. Okay, now it is okay. Now if I execute my code, now it is printing result is 11. Now suppose I want this function to return me the result. I'm no doubt I'm printing the result here, but right now I want that this function will
Mm-hmm.
give me the result here. So how can I do that?
So result where? Actually, sorry, I didn't get it.
Suppose I'm passing
Uh-huh.
these variables here.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now it is doing correct thing that it is
Uh-huh.
adding it.
Uh-huh.
It is
Uh-huh.
okay. But I want that this function
Uh-huh.
will give me result here.
Okay. If we add the
Suppose
console right line over there
it here
in the private. Uh-huh.
anyway, where suppose there is a variable I
Uh-huh.
have declared variable, I can say int total, okay, equal to 0.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want the total of 5 and 6 to be in result should be in total. I want to you can say console dot write line, and here I will say result is, can say, plus total. Now I want this, that result of 5 and 6 should be in total.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm
how
sure.
can I do that? So here I can do like, I will make this function as int. Okay.
Okay.
Now I will take one variable int y equal to a plus
Uh,
b. Then
okay.
I will return y. Okay.
Okay.
Now what can I do here? Okay. Now if you run my code, you see result is 11.
Okay. So
Okay.
the thing is like the void will be not return any value, but if we declare any of the data type, it will return the
Yeah.
values.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Suppose here I'm giving at string.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is wrong. I have to declare it as
String
int because it, I'm taking value as int, and here I'm
uh-huh.
taking here as already as int.
Integer. Uh-huh.
So if function is returning the integer value,
Mm-hmm.
I have to store it in integer value as well.
Oh, okay. 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 If it is
Okay.
from the string, then it should be stored in the string value only.
String, yes.
Okay.
Okay. This is the you can say method of doing things with functions.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is, you can say, passing the arguments.
Okay.
Okay. Now suppose what is here? Okay. Now suppose this total
Mm-hmm.
here, I want to assess this total keyword, or you can say total data type. I want to assess in this function as well. Okay. So what can I do?
So you're saying about the total one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm not completely aware of the private and public, but as it's a private, we can call in from this function.
Suppose I will make it as public.
Okay, okay. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I will make it public.
Uh-huh.
But I want to assess this total. Well, whatever the total is coming, I
Uh-huh.
want to suppose here.
Integer.
Okay. Now first I want to assess this. in, you can say, in test function,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say plus data.
Okay. I'm not sure, but even this print name should also be called from this test, or it's not required.
No, suppose don't go for this. Suppose there is no nothing
Okay.
is over here,
Mm-hmm.
nothing over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but here I want to assess this total, which is a variable
Mm-hmm.
inside this function. Suppose if I write here in the test function plus total, it is giving me error.
Yeah.
But I want to assess this total here. What can I do?
Mm-hmm.
In the starting of my lecture today, I tell you that the scope of my function is
Mm-hmm.
this inside this curly bracket. This is
Okay.
another function.
Yes.
So this is a local variable.
Yes. It's local variable.
I have to make
So
it
we need to
glo global.
global. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how can I do that? Suppose,
If you paste above the main variable, right? Main
okay,
function, it will
okay,
be become the global variable.
suppose, okay, now I have do it like this.
Uh-huh.
So now can I, again it is giving me error.
Yeah, definitely true.
So an
Mm.
object reference is required for the non-static field method property function story.total. So here we come about the thing
Mhm.
static and non-static. You see that I used the keyword static.
Yes.
So I have to declare
So what is static and non-static?
it's just a keyword. Where I'm using static, my function becomes static function.
Uh-huh.
Don't go for the meaning.
Okay, okay.
Don't go for the meaning when I'm using the static keyword.
Okay. What's the
This
difference of the non-stat? Okay, sorry.
I will tell you that also.
Okay.
Suppose uh, if I make a function public,
Mm-hmm.
uh, can say void
Mm-hmm.
get element or anything,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say console dot write line in get element function. Now, can you tell me the difference between these two functions? State away the difference between two functions.
Yeah, the static in its
Yes,
non-static. Yeah.
yes. This is a simple way of can say
Okay.
that static function have the keyword static,
Yeah.
and this is non-static function as there is no static keyword there.
So
So
mostly in which scenarios we'll be using the static and non-static?
you will get to know when we do
Okay.
the coding. You will get to
Okay.
know that some you will I will when we go for the oops concept,
Okay.
you will get to know that what is static, what is non-static, why we
Okay.
declare this as non-static, why we declare as static. You will get to
Okay.
know. Okay,
Okay.
now the rule is we are here for the rule that what are the rules for static? That static function can access only static variables and functions. This is a hard and fast rule. That static functions can
Access on the static.
access only static variables and function. You say here you see that when I make it as int total,
Mm-hmm.
it will give me error. You see, is
Yeah.
required for the non-static field. An object reference is required. It can't access this word this as right now. So I have to make this variable as static so I can access it here.
Okay.
Okay, but suppose if I want to access this total
Mm-hmm.
in my non-static function, suppose I will say I will type as plus total. So non-static function can access static as well as non-static. We will write here non-static functions can access static as well as non-static stuff.
Okay.
So these are the key rule that
Definitely.
static function can access only static variables and static functions, and non-static functions can access static as well as non-static stuff.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so this is a very key rule in our,
Mm.
you can say it's a very key rule in object-oriented programming.
Okay.
Object-oriented programming language is very important as new version of Selenium, which is WebDriver, is purely object-oriented in nature.
Object. Yeah.
You have to learn object-oriented language in order to learn Selenium, or you can say that to learn architecture of Selenium.
Okay.
In many interviews, the first question asked is explain the architecture of Selenium. Now,
Yeah.
until or unless you don't know the concepts of objects, interface, and all, you cannot explain the architecture of Selenium. Okay, so we have we are covering the first concept of, can say, object oriented language, that is static and non-static. By default my main method is static.
Static.
Interviewer can ask you
Mm-hmm.
that uh, the main method which is declared is static or non-static. So by default my main method is static.
Okay.
Okay, so nobody remembers these things when the interview is going on, because
Mm-hmm.
nobody care about what is main, it is static
Yeah.
or not. Okay, so you have to remember these key points, and I will say to my every student that whenever you watch the video, just write the key points like I am writing here in
Yeah.
your notebook or in your anything, in your
Okay.
notepad, anything. Just remember
Okay.
the key points, and whenever you go for the interview, just read through these key points.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Okay, this will help you in your interview.
Okay. Definitely.
Okay,
Okay. Can I ask one question?
yeah,
In the main method, we in the brackets we added a string in the square brackets arg
yeah, yeah,
length.
yeah,
What exactly?
yeah. This will right, if I want to clear it right now, you will get confused. So I will
Okay.
tell you whenever you, when I feel that you are uncomfortable in oops, then I will give the
Okay.
lecture on you, lecture on this to you. Because right now, if I tell you that what are these, you will get confused.
Okay. Okay.
That's why I'm doing it like first I start functions, then I started
Okay.
function which are giving me the result. Then
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that why uh, int total I want to make it as static. Then I come
Mm-hmm.
to static and non-static. But if I
Okay.
go to straight to the static and non-static stuff, you will get confused.
Okay. Got you.
I'm going, you can say step by step, so that
Okay.
it will be easy to you.
Okay. Done.
Okay. Now, if you say, mm, now you are clear about the simple things in, can say, static and non-static stuff, that static function can access only static variables and function.
Yes. Static variables and
Okay? It cannot, static function cannot access non-static stuff.
yeah, but non-static is different, right?
Yeah,
It can accept both
it can access all static and
non-static.
static stuff. It can access. And the difference between static and non-static function is that non-static function does not have
Static keyword.
static keyword. That's the only difference.
Okay.
Okay. I have told you about the local variable and global variable. Okay. Here, if you see, my total is local variable. Sorry, global variable.
Global
Total is
variable
global variable, which I can access in any static function.
functions. Okay.
Okay, and I can access this static variable total in non-static function
Non-static
as well.
functions. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the key difference between static and non-static. You can say the local variables can be in static function as well in non-static function. Okay,
Okay.
so the scope of this is a global variable,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing I am calling int y, this is a local variable because the scope of this variable is inside these curly brackets only. It cannot
Okay.
be accessed by any another, we can say, function.
Okay.
Okay, so if I say, yeah, we have done function. Okay, engage. Mm, now, suppose if I can say, so we go deep into this for better understanding. We will make a
Okay.
new class, say new class, and name it as, can say, car.
Okay.
Okay, can say, yeah, car. Okay. First, I will make it as public. Now, then I will add my main method to it. Now, I will declare one function that car has a function of start,
Okay.
public void start. Okay. Now, every car has one more function that it can accelerate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, these are
Non-static.
non-static function, and this is also a non-static function.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I will declare one more thing that every car has called the model. Okay. Then it has got the price as well, and it has got the wheels as well. Okay. Now, see, now, now, how to declare an object?
Okay.
So you have to declare the object of this car class. How can you declare it?
Car class. Maybe declaring in the uh void main. I mean, like the main menu.
Hmm?
Not sure.
So whenever you want to create the object of the class, you
Mm-hmm.
just say new,
New object. Okay.
new car. So This is again very good interview question that how can you declare the object of the class by using the keyword new.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now there is an memory location
Mhm.
in my you can say there is a location in my memory where this car object is created.
Okay.
Okay. This is how you declare the object.
Mhm.
Okay. Now what happens in the memory is that when we create the object of any car of any class inside the memory, the object of the car class would be created, and
Mhm.
there will be memory location associated with that object. And again, whenever I take suppose I created a object, then there is a this it is created in my memory location. And remember my point, all the non-static stuff,
Okay.
all the non-static stuff. Right now it is model, price, and wheels because there is no static keyword. So
Mhm.
model, uh, model, price, then wheels, and we have two non-static functions as well, which is start and accelerate. This all the non-static stuff will reside in the object.
Okay.
Again, I'm saying all the non-static stuff.
Oh yeah.
Whenever you
Yes.
create the object, all non-static stuff will reside over there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when I say you have seen this thing, car C1 equal to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So most of the people confuse that C1 is an object. The answer is wrong. C1 is not an object.
Okay.
C1 is an reference to the object.
Oh,
Here,
okay. Yes.
if I get here C1, then C1 is an reference to the object.
Okay.
Now,
Got you.
so you are in which city?
New Jersey? Oh,
Yeah.
city. It's okay. State it
Okay.
is.
You are in New Jersey. Suppose you are 10 kilometers away from your New Jersey. Okay. Now there is a milestone over there that New Jersey is 10 kilometers away or 10 miles away. So
Okay.
that milestone is not an New Jersey. It's not a
Okay.
city. That's a
Okay.
reference.
Difference. Yeah.
So don't get confused that C1 is an object. No. C1
Okay.
is a
Reference. Yeah.
object reference.
Okay. Even I was a perspective of C1 is an object previously.
Yes. I know most of people get confused that C1 is an object. No. Object
Okay.
is here and
Mm-hmm.
C1 is pointing towards that object. It is
Okay.
pointing towards the memory location where object is created.
Okay.
Okay. You have to very clear. This is a very basic and good question that what is the difference between object and object reference?
Difference.
Object reference will point towards the object.
Yeah.
That's why it's called an object reference, not
Difference.
an
Okay.
object.
Okay.
Okay. I know this is a very good question. I know and my you can say 99% students don't know this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you have to be very clear that C1 anything is not an object. It is a reference to the object.
Object.
Okay. So you have you knew one thing new today that C1 is not an object, it is an object reference.
Difference.
Okay. Now this C1 can access all the non-static stuff.
Okay.
Okay, by can say C1 dot model, and I will say it's 2006 six model and c1 dot price equal to, can say it's integer, so anything. Okay, now again it goes. So we'll c1 dot wheels equal to 4.
We can
Okay.
have multiple object references also, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I'm coming to that part as well.
Okay.
And
Okay. Okay.
it can access c1 dot start, then c1 dot, you can say, accelerate.
Okay.
So because all the non-static stuff will reside in the object. See over here that all the non-static stuff will here is here.
Okay. You're specifying specifically to the non-static, right? The
Yeah,
static
right.
can't be
Yeah.
uh okay. Okay.
Okay. I am coming to that point as well. You
Okay.
will get to
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Suppose I will make a new object car C2 equal to new car. Then again C2 is referencing to the new object
Correct.
car.
Okay.
This is, you can say, again, yeah, again, this is a new object we have declared. Right now C2 is object reference, which is referring to the second object, and
Okay.
all the non-static stuff is there again. So again, I can say write as c2 dot model equal to 2007, and again c2 dot um, price, and price is at any, then again c2 dot wheels, then again it got four wheels. Now again c2 dot start, then again c2 dot accelerate. Okay, so you see this new object can assess all the properties of the car class. So I have told you about the non-static stuff. Now
Mm-hmm.
we talk about static. Now in this class, I know of every car has got four wheels. And
Yes.
whenever I create object of this car class, I will have to unnecessarily occupy the memory with the wheels variable.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that every car has got the four wheels, but inside my memory, I will again and again have to occupy the memory for the wheels. So wheel is something which is common for all the objects. So
Mm-hmm.
what will I do is removing wheel from every object.
Okay.
Okay, now I can do one thing. I can make it as static, okay, and keep wheels in the common memory location by making wheels variable as static. Okay. Now, when I say when I will create the object, all the non-static stuff will reside over here, there. Now, I have made the views variable as static. Now, you see over here that views variable will not be there anymore.
Okay.
Okay. Because wheel variable is unnecessarily occupying my space again and again, but it is remains same as every car has got four wheels. Okay. Now you see that it is giving me error
Mm-hmm.
because this is
It's harder.
now it is static.
Yeah.
Okay, so and what will I do? I can do one thing, that I can declare here it as 4, because every car has got four wheels. Now wheels variable is in common memory location.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, now see over here by declaring wheels variable, just listen to my words very carefully. By declaring wheels as static, now wheels becomes a part of the class car,
Yes.
not the object anymore.
Okay. Okay.
It will be common for all the objects for car class.
Okay.
Wheels is a, not the part of the, you can say, object. It
Okay.
will part of the class car.
Last car.
Now wheel is a part of class, not object, so object cannot access it.
Okay.
Wheel is static, only static function can access it. So we can say access it like, say, console. If I say console dot write line,
Mm-hmm.
I can access it like car dot wheels.
Okay.
Okay, again, it is same for here, same for object 2, same for object 3,
Mm-hmm.
and I can so on. Okay, so right now I'm just giving the introduction that what I have done, that making this as a
Static.
common static, and it is a common for all the all the uh, all the objects. Okay? Now wheels is a part of the class, not an object anymore.
Okay.
Whenever taking this word as static, it will become the part of the car class. Now you can access this as car dot wheels. Okay, this is how we assess static variable.
Okay.
Okay, now this is this is just an introduction of static, non-static stuff, and how to assess static variable, and what is the thing difference. Main point is object and object reference. Okay, again I'm repeating, C1 is an object reference and this is an object, and
Object.
but you can make the object of the class by using the keyword new.
Okay.
I'm again writing, you can make the object of the class by using keyword new, follow by the class name. Okay, so this is how you declare class, and difference between object and object reference. Okay, you have now you know that what is an object and what is an object reference.
Reference. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to other topic, and for that I will make a new class, and you can say name it my class as something, you can suppose name it as like class1.cs.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now what will I do? First I will make a method main. Okay, or name it as what can I name it as? Hmm, maybe point. Okay. Now I first of all. this as public. Okay. Now I am declaring two variables int x, then int y. So these are global variables.
Yeah.
Now I have to make the object of this class. So how can I do that? By using point p equal to new point. Okay. Now I can access these variables at p dot x, and I will declare it as 10, and p dot y equal to 20.
Okay.
Now I will make one function. So my motive is that
Mm-hmm.
when I can see over here, first of all, write console dot write line
Mm-hmm.
p dot x plus p dot y. My motive is that I want to swap the values. I'm making the
Oh,
function, it will swap the values that in the end p dot x equal to 20 and p dot y equal to 10.
to 10. Okay.
Okay. Now, suppose I will make a function public static void and name it as swap, and passing my two integers int a equal to int a and the int b.
Okay.
Okay. Now what will I do? I will declare a variable temp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And first I will store the value of a
Okay.
inside temp variable. Then I will declare a equal to b. Now a is getting the value of b, and in the end p equal to
10.
temp. Okay. So you know this method that this is a variable temp. First I will give the value in which a is lying. Suppose a has a value of 10, then temp is equal to 10.
10. Okay.
Okay. Let's say in the past temp is now a, first of all,
Uh-huh.
here a is equal to 10. Now when I
Yes.
say temp equal to a, now
10.
temp equal to 10.
10.
Now
Yes.
when I say a equal to b, now a will
A equal
be
20. Uh-huh.
equal to 20.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And in the end, when I say b equal to 20, the temp is getting the value of 10. Now
Yes.
b equal to 10.
10.
Okay. So my motive is done. Now I'm using this function here, swap, and I will passing my integer a as p dot x comma p dot y. Okay. And again, in the end, I will write.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's see what it will give. Okay. Now,
So we need to declare this.
yeah, we have need to declare it as our startup class. Right. And now, if we run our code, now you see it is not swapping the values.
Yeah.
Okay, but our logic is correct. You can see that you can any error in the logic. Can you see any error?
No, I don't see. I mean, like A's are like becoming. I mean,
So we
uh-huh.
will make one more function, public static void, okay? And I will name it as swap val or swap values, whatever the name you want. And
Uh-huh.
here I will pass and say point p. I'm passing my reference here. Okay. Now again I will declare one temporary variable and can say temp equal to p dot x, then p dot x equal to p dot y, and in the end p dot y equal to temp. The thing I'm doing this is same. Okay. Now here I will this comment this function, and here I will say wrap well, and here I will passing my reference, which is p. Okay. Now if I execute my code, now you see, now it is swapping the values. Okay. Now what is going there,
Uh-huh.
I will tell you. Now in the first example,
Uh-huh.
when we passing the values here,
Okay.
p dot x, p dot y. Now integer a is equal to 10. Now suppose
Okay.
for checking my logic here, I will say and I will just comment this whole and just my this function. Okay, I'm comment the whole statements, just the console dot write line in swap function. Okay,
Okay.
now
Okay.
I'm checking that my logic is correct or not. Now if we now it is swapping. If you want to check that, declare it as star 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 and here star 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 star. That you see 10 20 20 10. So my logic is correct, but the thing is when I using this function, suppose over here I'm writing p dot x and p dot y, and p is, you can say, reference to the object. Now in the memory location, you can say uh, here p dot x equal to 10 and p dot y equal to 20. Now when I passing this to this function, this is integer a, integer b, p dot x. Now this will pass to this. Now here it is int a, then int b, and swapping is done between these two. Swapping is done between these two, but these functions are unchanged. I have give the value to integer a, then p dot y to integer b, but nothing is done over here. So it is not changing here. But in the second function, you see I'm passing the
Values.
reference. This is my reference. I here you see over here what is C1. I told you C1 is an reference.
Yes.
So I am passing the reference here. That I'm passing P, which is reference to the object. Okay, so it will passed over here, and now swapping is done between the references, not in any variables A and B, but swapping is done between the references. As I have passed the reference, so this is known as call by reference. Okay, and this is known as call by value. Here, again, I'm saying I'm passing the reference here, not a variables, but I'm passing the whole reference of the object P, which is in reference to the object.
Object.
That I'm passing the this you can say whole this reference P. I'm passed here, and in the previous I already told you that whatever you pass in your arguments, the same has to be there. That if I'm passing integers, so it has to be integers. So that way, if I'm passing the reference, so it has to be a reference again. So point P, the reference here again. Then it will store the values P dot X and P dot Y, and then the swapping is done between the these values. That's why in my second attempt, I'm able to swap the values. Okay, you got my point? Hello,
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
you got my
I'm
point
not.
or not?
Yeah, yeah. I got the point. I was
Okay,
not audible, so
okay. Uh, this is the main difference that here in this method, I'm passing the reference. That's why it known as call by
call
reference.
by reference.
And here I'm passing the values. So it is known as call by value. In this method, the swapping is done between A and B. So P dot X and P dot Y remains the same as nothing is changed between the references. References give their value to int A and int B, and swapping is done between these. Okay, but in this I have passed the reference. That's why I'm able to do the swapping between the references. Okay, now this is known as call by value and call by reference.
So the reference values will be changed only to the specific to that function. Once
Yeah,
it comes out of the function, right? The values
yeah,
won't change.
yeah. Here in this in this function,
Uh, uh, Okay, in this function, even for call by value also it will be the same, right? It
yeah,
will
it is
be,
same.
yeah, the same.
It the logic is same for both of them functions. The difference is that here I'm
How to
passing the
call it.
reference, and here I'm passing the values.
Values. Yeah, yeah.
I'm passing the whole reference here. That my reference is passed over here. Now P dot X and P dot Y. I again implies the same logic where which I implied here. Then the thing is that you have to know that P dot X and P dot Y, A and B is changing, but it is nothing to do with P dot X and P dot Y. That's why this method is not returning me the swapping values of references. It is only changing the value A and B, which is the scope of A and B is inside this function only. Okay, there's nothing to do with the references. Okay? And here I'm passing the whole reference, and reference is changing between them. Okay? When you do it at your own by in your coding, you will get to know that what is the difference between the two.
Yeah, I'll do that practice. So,
Okay, so now moving towards next and say some more topics. So I'm taking a example, but if I say it is a, you can say a big example, should I move forward or you will practice these whole previous two classes till
yeah,
today?
yeah,
Because
totally.
this is the concept of interface, and it is a
Oh,
class around maybe of 1 hour, maybe more than 1 hour. I don't know,
okay.
but
Let
it
me.
will be.
I think I'll practice these things. So I
Hmm.
think these are the like base of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
oh, oops, right? So let
yeah.
me. I will do the practice by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I'll try to get a knowledge of everything, so that yeah, it will be helpful for the.
If you can, we can also go for the class by tomorrow when you are free in the morning.
Morning. I think morning I won't be available. Tomorrow I need to go to office, so
I can go for because I want you to be in touch of this because if you don't practice, you will
yeah, I will do practice. Definitely, I'll do it. I'll do it.
if you stuck somewhere, just ping me. You have my WhatsApp number.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
sure, sure.
ping me. If I am available, I will definitely go for the small meetings.
Okay,
But
done, done.
but please do the practice.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'll do it. Definitely, I'll do it.
Okay. So because in our Hindi there is a you can say kahavat
Uh-huh.
"आ- आगे छोड़ पीछे छोड़ don't leave the previous classes, just
Definitely,
practice the
definitely.
previous classes. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, definitely.
Okay,
I'll make
because
sure. Yeah.
yeah, because there is difference you can say when you get to know the difference of object and object reference, like today
Uh-huh.
you have got the thing that object and object reference is a different thing.
Yes.
Okay, so you will get the new concepts in the coming classes as well.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha, gotcha,
O-
gotcha.
okay, just practice.
Definitely, I'll practice because
Okay,
I need to learn, right?
yeah,
From
yeah,
the
and
process.
I have given you the two exercises.
Uh-huh.
Don't go for the Google for that.
No, no, no. I won't.
If you want to build your logic, then
Yeah,
don't go for Google.
definitely, I don't go. I won't go.
Okay.